The world thought the story was over, the money recovered, the villains exposed. But legends never rest in silence. 2 months after Crown collapse rewrote hip-hop history, a mysterious file appeared online. No label, no watermark, no trace. Just one word in the metadata, Vault_2. Within hours, the internet caught fire. Was this the next chapter? Or a trap set by someone who refused to stay buried? @IamCardi denied it. @Kendrick Lamar stayed silent. But audio engineers began dissecting it, and what they found inside changed everything. Hidden beneath reversed vocals, deep within layer 4 of the track's waveform, was a single whisper: they never found the real vault. And just like that, #Vault2 and #The Secret Track shattered the peace. The empire they built was stable. Until the ghosts came back singing. It started on a Tuesday night. A random Reddit user under the name @WaveSeeker91 posted a 27-second clip to our hip-hop leaks. The caption read, "Found this buried in an old Voxel archive drive. Sounds like Kendrick and Cardi glitched real." At first, no one paid attention. Hip-hop forums are filled with fake leaks, deepfakes, and AI mashups. But within an hour, sound engineers from Audiolab La confirmed the file's metadata matched PG Lang's encryption pattern. That's when things went nuclear. #Vault2 trended worldwide before sunrise. Clips flooded TikTok. Producers slowed it down, reversed it, and looped it. One phrase stood out, a ghostly hum that sounded like Kendrick's cadence, followed by Cardi's breathy ad-lib. Then came the whisper: they never found the real vault. Almost buried beneath distortion. But when isolated through audio's spectrograph analysis, it became chillingly clear. The voice. Kendrick stopped by morning. Every outlet had picked it up. @Complex tweeted, "Breaking: a new Kendrick x Cardi file called Vault_2 has surfaced online. Hidden message suggests unfinished business." @Pitchfork called it the resurrection of a digital ghost. Cardi's camp moved fast. A statement from her rep read, "The clip circulating is an unauthorized, manipulated file. Cardi has no involvement with new material under the Vault project." But fans weren't convinced. Within hours, hackers from the same group that leaked the Crown docs released a screenshot, an internal voxel backup index. One line highlighted in yellow: Vault_2_ project, last modified 14 days ago. User K.LamarPGLang. The internet exploded. #Vault2. #Kendrick returns. #The secret track. Meanwhile, in Compton, cameras caught Kendrick leaving a small recording studio with producer at Soundwave. He didn't speak, just nodded when a fan shouted, "What's in Vault 2?" 2 words escaped his lips, caught on a shaky phone video: "Same ghosts." That clip hit 50 million views in 6 hours. Fans began connecting dots. Vault 2 wasn't about money this time, it was about the truth. They missed. YouTubers dissected lyrics from Crown collapse, searching for clues. Hip Hop Theory posted a viral breakdown titled "Vault 2 explained Kendrick's final message before the system strikes back." In it, he noted a bar from Kendrick's verse: "You counted 10 million, but never the souls that burned for it." Had Kendrick been warning them all along? Meanwhile, Cardi was quiet. Too quiet. Until she posted a photo. No caption. Just her hand resting on an old hard drive, half buried in sand. The file label visible: Crown_beta. Within seconds, the post hit 20 million likes. Comments flooded in. "She's hinting. There's another vault. What's on that drive?" Kendrick Lamar didn't respond, but his next Instagram story was a black screen with Morse code audio. Fans decoded it within minutes. Ghosts don't hide. They record. It was official. The vault was real. A week later, a link appeared on the dark web. No description. No traceable source. Just a title: Crown2.wav. When opened, it contained a full 6-minute track. Cardi's voice echoed through distorted beats. Raw, emotional, defiant. Then Kendrick's verse cut through like lightning. They said the files were empty, but ghosts keep receipts. You can lock the vault, but you can't mute the streets. At the end of the track, a low mechanical sound faded into silence until one final whisper bled through. Vault 3 incoming. The world lost its mind. Vault 3 immediately trended. Music blogs declared it a declaration of war. Whoever leaked this wasn't trying to expose, they were trying to warn. Journalist at Nor Reed wrote, Vault_2 is more than music. It's a coded message. Someone inside PG Lang or Vox Soul is still playing the game. Meanwhile, at I Am Cardi went live at 3 a.m., visibly shaken. Y'all think this funny? Nah, this real. Somebody using our voices again. But this time, it ain't AI, it's revenge. She looked off camera, whispered something inaudible, then ended the stream abruptly. Speculation ran wild. Was Cardi being blackmailed? Was Kendrick's system hacked? Or was this part of a bigger plan? An anonymous X account called @VaultWatcher began posting cryptic coordinates. Each location matched a former Vox Soul data center, all shut down after the $10 million scandal. Fans visited in real life, live streaming the sites. One streamer found something unbelievable. A smashed external drive with the initials CB+KL, engraved. The footage went viral overnight. #TheRealVault trended again. Then late that night, Kendrick Lamar finally tweeted for the first time in months. No image, no explanation. Just this line. When you open the wrong vault, don't be surprised who steps out. Within minutes, Cardi replied with a single emoji. The internet interpreted it as confirmation Vault 2 was real, intentional, and connected to something much larger. In the following days, both artists disappeared from public view. Their socials went silent. But fans started noticing strange updates on Spotify. A hidden page under Kendrick's verified profile appeared for just 2 hours before vanishing. Its title, Crown, the Aftermath track list, empty. Except for one name, the secret track. When users tried to play it, a 5-second clip repeated. You thought it ended with the reckoning. Then static.po, TCASTERS, journalists, fans, everyone had theories. But one thing was undeniable, Vault 2 wasn't an accident. It was a message, a continuation. A reminder that even after justice, there are echoes left unburied. And in those echoes, someone was listening. The real question now wasn't who leaked it, but why the vault was reopened at all. Vault 2. Kendrick Lamar. #CARDIB number, this secret track, #Crown Reborn, #Hip Hop Mystery, #Crown Files, #The Whisper File 4. 3 nights after the vault to leak, the industry refused to sleep. Every studio executive, every journalist, every hacker in hiding wanted one answer. Who broke the lock this time? By dawn on Friday, a billboard confirmed what everyone feared. Vox Soul's central archive had been accessed from inside the company. No brute force attack. No phishing scam. A verified employee login. And the user tag matched someone who shouldn't exist anymore. Lopez_05. A systems engineer who'd been fired right after the $10 million. Meltdown. At IAM Cardi. Single quotes S team called it digital sabotage. At Kendrick Lamar's camp said nothing. But the silence was louder than denial. At 8:43 a.m., private email from an anonymous address hit every major journalist's inbox. Subject line, if they lie again, we open Vault 3. Attached a 4-second audio clip. A synth pulse. Then Cardi's unmistakable voice whispering, I told him not to bury it. The clip detonated across the web. Some said it was AI, others swore it was raw studio chatter. But when Soundwave verified the background frequency to 432 Hz, Kendrick's signature tuning, the theory changed. Someone, somewhere, had access to their original master sessions. #VaultWatcher returned to X that night, dropping another breadcrumb. R. Lopez _05 was never fired. He was repurposed. Within minutes, amateur investigators traced the handle to Ramon Lopez, a mid-level data architect once hired to synchronize PG Long's audio encryption with Voxel's storage clusters. He'd vanished after the scandal. No forwarding address, no LinkedIn, nothing. Then came the photo, posted by @VaultWatcher at exactly midnight. It showed a dimly lit storage room, cables snaking across the floor, a hard drive tower glowing faint blue. On one of the drives, a label read Aftermath _TIER4. In the corner, blurred but unmistakable, a wall mural of the PG Long logo. Cracked down the middle, the caption, "They hid it under your playlists." Cryptic, yes, but when Redditors scoured Spotify's code later that morning, they discovered an invisible Easter egg track under Kendrick's Damn album art. Hover long enough, and a 5-second silent file appeared. Name, ghost.wav. Inside its metadata, property of Vault Project tier for master key. That single discovery broke the internet. Hashtag Tier 4 trended in 80 countries. Stream counts skyrocketed. By now, journalists called the unfolding saga the digital Cold War of hip-hop. But for Kendrick and Cardi, this wasn't about publicity. It was about survival. Because once the Tier 4 data key leaked, every unreleased session they'd ever recorded could be WEAPONIZED. At 3 p.m., Cardi finally spoke again. She went live from her kitchen, no makeup, exhaustion visible. People keep saying, "We planned this." We didn't. Somebody inside trying to flip the truth? That 10 million mess. It was never about cash. It was about control. About who owns sound. Her words hung heavy. Then she added, "Ask them why Vault was created in the first place." Before fans could flood the comments, the live ended. That line sparked new panic. Reporters dug through corporate filings. One name surfaced repeatedly. Atlas Rights LLC, a shell company linked to both PG Long and Voxel. Official purpose, archival preservation of cultural assets. Unofficial translation, a vault of unreleased recordings. Controlled by a private syndicate at Norreed, published an expose titled, "The Atlas System, How Record Labels Built a Digital Prison for Artists' Voices." Thing it? She revealed that the $10 million at the heart of the original scandal wasn't missing. It was payment for silence. A non-disclosure buyout to bury the Atlas vault permanently until someone inside cracked it open again. Meanwhile, deep in Compton, security footage caught Kendrick entering an abandoned cinema, the same location used for PG Lang's earliest promos. Hours later, @VaultWatcher posted a new message. When sound becomes truth, film becomes memory. Watch the screen. That evening, mysterious QR codes began appearing on posters across Los Angeles. Scanning them led to a hidden page, pglangcinema.net. The site autoplayed a looping 30-second film, static, a flicker of Cardi's face, then Kendrick's voice. "You can erase data. You can't erase intent." The final frame showed coordinates to 34.05 to 2N, 118.2437 downtown LA. Fans flocked there overnight. They found nothing but an empty billboard until sunrise. When the billboard itself powered on, revealing a single line of text, "The real vault opens soon." Every outlet screamed it was marketing, but insiders knew better. At Apple Music quietly froze Kendrick's and Cardi's catalogs for security review. Voxel issued a statement at 9 a.m. An internal investigation has begun regarding unauthorized access to historic recordings. "We condemn data tampering and pledge transparency." Behind the scenes, though, executives panicked. Because historic recordings didn't just mean unreleased songs. It meant contracts, payoffs, voice logs, NDAs. The kind of material that could dismantle empires. That night, another file surfaced on Telegram, aftermath_proof.mp4. The video opened with grainy studio footage dated 2 years earlier. Cardi and Kendrick sat across a mixing desk, visibly tense. Cardi, they said, Vault 3's just backups. That true? Kendrick, backups of what? The truth, they bought. Then the screen glitched, and a computer terminal flashed lines of code. Transfer _ complete destination. RL_05. Atlas Cloud. The video ended. Digital forensics confirmed. Authentic, unedited. And the sender's IP. Traced to Toronto within minutes. Speculation exploded. Was Drake's team involved? After all, Kendrick and Drake's feud had reignited months earlier. Blogs dubbed it the Northern Signal. Jackademics fanned the flames, tweeting, Toronto coordinates plus Vault leak equals coincidence. Kendrick's reply was immediate and chilling. No coincidences left. The tweet vanished within 10 minutes, but screenshots spread like wildfire. #Northern Signal trended globally. Back in LA, journalists confronted Cardi leaving her label office. One shouted, "Is Drake behind Vault 3? She paused, looked directly into the camera, and said, "Ask Atlas. They owe us 10 million answers." The clip hit 100 million views in 24 hours. By Sunday night, Vault Watcher posted again, a final riddle. The third Vault is not a song, it's a confession. Then silence. Account deleted. All posts wiped. The next morning, something unprecedented happened. Every major streaming platform glitched simultaneously for exactly 66 seconds. During that window, a black screen track titled Confession_0 appeared under both Kendrick's and Cardi's verified profiles. Its waveform displayed a heartbeat pattern, looping 3 times before fading out. At the end, a robotic whisper spoke. Vault 3 opens 10.22. The countdown had begun. Fans worldwide marked their calendars. #Vault 3, #The Confession, #Atlas System, #Northern Signal flooded. Every feed. And somewhere inside a forgotten data center, lights flickered. Back on. Because the real leak wasn't about files or songs. It was about what those files proved. That the Vault was never just digital. It was personal. And this time, both at Kendrick Lamar and at I Am Cardi knew there was no going back. #Vault 3 incoming. #Kendrick Lamar. #CARDIB. #The Atlas Files. #Digital Reckoning. #Hip Hop Conspiracy. #PG Lang. #VoxSoul. October 15th. Exactly 1 week after Confession_0 appeared and vanished. The internet was still vibrating with tension. Hip-hop culture had turned into a global crime scene every beat. Lyric and visual dissected for clues. #Vault 3 countdown dominated every feed. Complex called it the most sophisticated viral mystery in music history. But Kendrick Lamar wasn't playing games anymore. And neither was it I Am Cardi. Because what everyone thought was a marketing stunt was, in truth, a war declaration against a system that had silenced artists for years. At 3:06 a.m., fans noticed something strange on Kendrick's Spotify artist page. A hidden playlist titled 0_HOUR appeared for exactly 60 seconds before vanishing again. No cover, no credits. Just one track, _dripline.raw. Those lucky enough to stream it caught 12 seconds of reversed vocals. A distorted kick and a faint line buried deep in the static. 7 days left. Toronto listens too. Within minutes, social media ignited. #Toronto listens too trended globally. Was this confirmation that Drake was involved? @HIPHOPDX posted. Sources inside. VoxSoul claimed dripline.raw was uploaded from a Canadian IP linked to OVO servers. The internet went nuclear. Cardi B broke silence later that morning in an emotional Instagram live. Her eyes were red, her voice trembling. "I'm not trying to start no war, but if y'all see what I seen, you'd know this ain't music no more. It's receipts." The Vault was never about beats or bars, it's about control, contracts, ownership, power. She paused, then looked straight into the camera. And some people ain't ready for what's cumin on the 22nd. Then she ended the live abruptly. #receipts trended instantly. At Cardi's team went quiet again, declining all interviews. Meanwhile, in downtown Los Angeles, journalists and fans started gathering outside Voxel's headquarters. The building had gone dark, literally. Windows blacked out, guards on every floor. But satellite footage from a drone streamer showed something wild. At exactly 20:22 local time, a crimson light pulsed inside the 14th floor. When zoomed in, it spelled out 3 letters on the glass panels, -C_0. Coincidence? Or a countdown reminder? Then, late that night, a file dropped on the dark web forum Greyline. It was named crown_mirror.log. Inside were encrypted chat logs between 3 aliases, KL, CB, and Dovo. Analysts cracked only fragments. But one message from KL stood out. They think the vault holds songs. It holds stories. If I disappear, open mirror. That's where the truth lives. The Dovo user replied, then it's settled. We split the vault before Atlas resets the chain. Speculation spread instantly. Dovo was assumed to stand for Drake OVO. At AKADEMIKS tweeted, half joking, half terrified, bro. If this is real, Kendrick and Drake been playing chess for years. The tweet hit 10 million impressions in under an hour, while fans argued a deeper network of hackers began surfacing. A whistleblower group calling itself Echo Frame contacted at Reed with documents allegedly proving that Vault 3 wasn't just a leak, it was a failsafe. Every artist under Atlas Rights LLC had a hidden recording clause, a confession track audio evidence of private label conversations meant to keep executives in check. If any artist broke loyalty or went rogue, their confession could be released to ruin them. So when Kendrick rapped, "You can't mute the streets," he wasn't speaking metaphorically. He was threatening to release the confessions themselves. And now someone had triggered that sequence. Meanwhile, inside OVO's Toronto compound, strange movements were reported. A local music blogger claimed to have seen equipment trucks leaving at 2 a.m., loaded with analog tapes and Black Pelican cases labeled AURA_3. Hours later, Drake posted a cryptic Instagram story. Some ghosts sing too loud. White background. No tags. At Kendrick Lamar didn't respond, but he did change his bio too. Ghosts don't sing, they testify. #Ghosts Testify exploded overnight. By October 18th, fans noticed another signal. When you played Kendrick's track DNA backward at 0.75x speed, a new sound appeared, Morse code embedded under the bass line. Tech-savvy fans decoded it. Confession equals mirror. 7 becomes 1. What did it mean? YouTube detectives tore it apart, frame by frame. One theory claimed Mirror wasn't a song, it was a film. A secret documentary both artists had shot years earlier under the PG Long label before the fallout. A documentary that revealed everything. 2 days later, TMZ leaked an anonymous tip. Vault 3 event scheduled for October 22nd at an undisclosed location. Invite-only media blackout. The message contained coordinates pointing straight to a decommissioned theater in Inglewood, the same one featured in Kendrick's earlier PG Long promos. By now, journalists, influencers, and live streamers camped outside. Rumors flew that the confession_0 file would premiere there live, or 0 file would premiere there live. That night, Cardi returned to X with a simple post, "I forgive you. But forgiveness don't erase files." Then tagged at Kendrick Lamar. The post racked up 50 million views in under an hour. It wasn't clear who she was forgiving Kendrick, Drake, or someone deeper. But every fan knew something massive was about to detonate. October 21st, 24 hours before, Vault 3, the world froze. Every major platform began to glitch. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, all showing the same hidden notification. Confession underscore O. 10:22 PST across social media. Countdown clocks appeared, syncing automatically to Pacific time. Nobody claimed responsibility. Even Voxel's official systems team said, "We did not authorize this. We cannot stop it. It was out of human control." Now, as midnight approached, journalists described a strange hum over Los Angeles low, rhythmic like a subwoofer shaking the air. People gathered outside the Inglewood Theater. Cameras live-streamed as lights flickered inside. At 11:59 p.m., the screen powered on. White letters appeared. The vault never lied. A heartbeat pulsed in sync with the crowd's silence. Then audio began to play, Cardi's voice trembling. "This ain't no verse. This is me talking straight." Then Kendrick. "If you hear this, it means Atlas fell." Static. Then a distorted male voice, calm, composed, familiar. "Y'all keep pointing fingers south. But north built the walls." The crowd gasped. The voice sounded like Drake. Drake leak trended instantly. Within minutes, all streams of the event went offline. Accounts broadcasting from the theater were banned mid-feed. The building went dark. But in the final seconds before the blackout, a single text message hit every device tuned in to the stream. Mirror underscore uploading 67%. And then silence. By dawn, the internet fractured. No official footage of Confession underscore 0 remained. All uploads were wiped under copyright emergency, but fragments began resurfacing on private servers, small clips of voices overlapping confessions, the sound of a lighter flicking before static. Analysts said these fragments referenced meetings, payoffs, and forged signatures, real evidence tied to Atlas Rights LLC and its control of artists. If true, this wasn't a leak anymore. It was an exposure. At IAM Card IB disappeared offline for 2 days. At Kendrick Lamar's pages went blank. At Drake posted one final message before vanishing too. "Don't open mirrors, you can't survive." No. With Vault 3's full upload looming, fans believed one final truth. Mirror wasn't just a file. It was the real reckoning. The war for hip-hop's soul wasn't about bars anymore. It was about who controlled truth itself. #Vault3, #Confession, 0 #Mirror Project. #Kendrick Lamar, #CARDIB number Drake #. The Atlas Files, #Hip-Hop Reckoning, #Digital War #. The Vault Never Lied, October 22. ND 10:22 p.m. PST. The city of Los Angeles trembled, not from earthquakes, but from silence. The countdown ended, and somewhere between the firewalls of PG Lang and the shattered servers of Voxel, a new file emerged online. File name, mirror underscore final.mov size, 777 megabytes. Uploader, anonymous. Checksum, perfect. Within seconds, torrents appeared. Then everything, every site, every stream began to redirect to one screen. A single image appeared, Kendrick Lamar, sitting in a dark room facing his reflection in a cracked mirror. Behind him, faint silhouettes, Cardi B, Drake, and an unseen figure blurred out. The caption read, "Truth always plays in reverse." Then the video started. It opened with static, audio hiss. Then Cardi's voice. "They told me the vault was protection. They ain't say it was a prison." Her tone was low, defeated, stripped of performance. The camera cut to Drake pacing in a dim studio, a phone clutched in his hand. "You think you the only one who signed blind?" He muttered. "Atlas had all of us." Then came Kendrick's voice, slow, steady, surgical. "They built the vault to own our truth. We built Mirror to take it back." The scene faded into footage of encrypted servers, studio boards, redacted contracts flashing across the screen. Logos of Atlas Rights LLC, Voxel, and OVO Data Holdings flickered between frames. Narration Kendrick. "They called it protection. Said our art was safe. But they archived our lives, every word, every fight, every verse. Our stories became leverage. And when we asked questions, they bought silence. Hashtag Mirror Project trended instantly. Millions watched. Hypnotized. Cut to black. A timestamp appeared. March 12, 2023, confidential. Meeting Atlas HQ, hidden camera footage. A conference table. 3 executives' faces blurred. A woman's voice, sharp, corporate. Vault 3 secures artist compliance. If any breach occurs, we trigger confession protocol. Release enough to scare, never enough to expose. Another voice replied, what about Lamar and Belcalis? Contain them. Drake's already agreed to oversight. The rest can be managed. Then click. The file skipped. White noise swallowed the sound. When the image returned, the same executives were gone. Instead, we saw a new figure, face still obscured, seated in front of the mirror. If you're watching this, the voice said, then containment failed. Vault 3 is open. Fans across the world began decoding frames in real time. Within hours, audio engineers extracted layered sound buried beneath the film. Morse code again. The hidden message read, Mirror equals Atlas kill switch. Which meant this wasn't just a film. It was a digital weapon. When Mirror went live, it triggered a chain reaction inside Atlas's server infrastructure. Thousands of encrypted NDAs, payoff records, and hidden artist contracts began leaking into public blockchain archives. The vault wasn't just open, it was obliterated. At Kendrick Lamar's official account suddenly reappeared online. A single post. A plain text statement. Mirror is for every artist they tried to erase. I told you, ghosts don't hide, they record. This is not rebellion, it's restoration. At I Am Cardi reposted with a caption, they made us stories. We made history. Hashtag Mirror, but a Drake didn't stay silent. Hours later, he posted a video, his voice calm, but his eyes unreadable. Everybody think they know, but truth ain't just what you see. It's what you choose to keep hidden. Atlas ain't dead. They just moved the vault. He paused. Y'all think I'm the villain? But somebody had to survive long enough to pull the plug. Then the feed cut. The screen glitched. And Drake's account disappeared. The next 48 hours were chaos. Atlas Rights LLC filed for bankruptcy. Voxel's website redirected to a blank page titled /null/. Every Atlas-related track vanished from Spotify and Apple Music. Replaced with a placeholder reading, removed by artist. But one track remained, unlisted, unremovable, titled The Final Reflection. Its thumbnail, a cracked mirror reflecting 3 faces, Kendrick, Cardi, and Drake. When played, a haunting piano loop began. Then a voice, neither male nor female, synthesized, perhaps AI-generated, perhaps real. They wanted profit from truth. But truth don't pay rent. Truth burns. By dawn, mainstream media called it the digital revolution of hip-hop. Hashtag Mirror Files became the most searched tag of the year. Major networks aired emergency panels debating the ethics of creative data exposure. But for fans, this wasn't corporate. It was biblical, a fight for the soul of sound itself. Then came the twist. On October 25th, Nora Reid released her final article, The Atlas Architect. In it, she revealed the identity of the blurred figure in the mirror footage. Not an executive, not a hacker, but a producer. Ramon Lopez, the supposed whistleblower. The same man whose name appeared in the first Vault leak. But there was more. According to metadata pulled from mirror_final.mov. The editor who rendered the file wasn't Lopez, it was K.Lamar. Meaning Kendrick himself had built the kill switch. He hadn't just exposed the system, he designed its destruction. The article ended with a quote from an anonymous Atlas source. We didn't lose control. He took it back. The following weeks, ripples spread across the industry. Labels began dissolving digital ownership clauses. Artists demanded new contracts. Independent streaming services surged. Kendrick disappeared entirely. No statements, no music. Only a blank page remained on his website, looping one message in black text on white. The real vault was never files. It was the silence they sold. Cardi launched a foundation for artist rights called the Mirror Initiative, posting, "We turned pain into proof. Proof into power." And Drake. His social profiles were wiped, all except one pinned message on X. "You don't kill the vault. You become it." Months later, mysterious USB drives began appearing at underground shows in Los Angeles and Toronto, each labeled Mirror_extension. Inside unreleased tracks, confessions, and speeches from artists across the world. Some real, some unknown, all encrypted by the same PG-long signature key. It was no longer about who leaked what. The mirror had shattered, and every reflection told a different truth. The world kept watching. Hip-hop wasn't dead. It was reborn, raw, defiant, transparent. No more vaults. No more silence. Only echoes. And somewhere beyond the noise, a faint voice whispered, the same one that started it all. They never found the real vault. Because it's still recording. Hashtag Mirror Finale, hashtag Kendrick Lamar, hashtag CARDIB number, Drake, hashtag The Atlas Files, hashtag Vault 3, hashtag The Mirror Initiative, hashtag Hip Hop Revolution, hashtag Truth Plays in Reverse, hashtag PG Lang forever. If you've followed this saga from the first whisper to the final reflection, you've witnessed history the moment art fought back. Was it real? A myth? Or the most powerful statement hip-hop ever made against the machine? One thing's clear. Silence was never safety. At Kendrick Lamar, at I Am Cardi, and at Drake became more than names. They became symbols of rebellion, creativity, and consequence. And maybe, just maybe, Mirror wasn't a finale at all, but a beginning. So tell us, if Vault 4 drops tomorrow, whose truth do you think it'll reveal next? Drop your theories, your receipts, your fire in the comments, because this story isn't done. It's just waiting for someone brave enough to open the next vault. #vault for incoming hashtag Hip Hop Reborn, hashtag The Mirror Continues, and hashtag The Mirror Continues.